Hi everyone, I'm Not Whelm, and this is The Coffin of Andy and Leyley, Episode 3, Part 1, Decay, The Story Explained. The Coffin of Andy and Leyley continues in Episode 3a, Decay, and while Chapter 3 isn't fully finished yet, this half of the story takes everything that's already messed up and pushes it way further. It's dark, layered, and split into different routes based on the choices made in episode 2. Let's start by quickly going over episode 2 so everything makes sense. Andrew and Ashley are on the run. After the whole apartment complex situation, they crash at a motel to lay low. But that night, Ashley has a terrifying dream where both she and Andrew are stabbed to death by a masked man. She wakes up in a panic, gets Andrew, and immediately leave. While they're outside waiting for their killer to show up, they run into a cult member, someone dressed just like the creepy neighbor back home. Andrew decides to follow him and ends up sneaking into an underground cult meeting. There, he witnesses a failed summoning ritual, and one of the cult members refers to the demon they were trying to summon as Lord Unknown. Andrew wants to stay longer, but he's forced to leave early. Later, the siblings return to the motel and set a trap for the masked killer from Ashley's dream. It works. They kill him, steal his car, and hit the road again. But now they're broke and desperate, so they decide to rob their parents. While driving, Ashley has another dream. This time, she learns that the trinket she's been using is out of charge. It needs more souls to function. Andrew wakes her up and they reach their parents' house. They sneak in and start searching for money. But their mom, Bernie, comes home early. Shockingly, instead of calling the cops, she allows them to stay temporarily. That night, Ashley tries to convince Andrew they need to kill their parents to gather 2 more souls to recharge the trinket. They make dinner, and after, during cleanup, Andrew starts having doubts. But Ashley shuts him down. Their mom actually agrees to let them stay for one night, and that's when things start spiraling. Andrew falls asleep on the couch and has another dream. This time, it's about the ex-girlfriend Julia and a younger Ashley, back when she used to go by Leyley. We see that even during Andrew's past relationships, Ashley would always interfere, threatening anyone who got too close to him. Julia tries to warn Andrew, but he shrugs it off. We also learn something big. The girl who died in the box from an earlier episode is named Nina. Andrew and Ashley made a blood oath never to speak her name to anyone else. Andrew wakes up to Ashley shaking him. It's the middle of the night, and she decides they're not waiting until the morning. She wants to start the ritual now. Their mom walks in on them mid-plan and is quickly taken hostage, tied up in the basement along with their dad. From here, everything branches based on the choices the player makes, depending on how much you trust Andrew or how he responds to Renee's offer of a different life. You'll either go down the Decay route or the burial route. If you pick the Decay route, the siblings go through with the ritual. They murder and eat their parents. Later that night, Ashley falls asleep and has a disturbing dream. In some versions, Andrew kills her. In others, he shoots Andrew in a panic. No matter what you saw in that vision, Ashley wakes up shaken but keeps going. They pack up their parents' remains into trash bags, drive to a bridge, and dump the bones into the water. In the back of the car, a revolver and a meat cleaver. And that's how episode 2 ends. The next episode opens in a strange place. You're not in the real world. You're Andy again, but in the form of a grime soul. A demon, something terrifying, appears and begins looking into your memories. At first, it sees a fake image of a happy family, but that doesn't last. It tears through the lies and finds the truth. Andy isn't ready yet, so the demon leaves. From there, we're dropped into a flashback from Andy and Leyley's childhood. Andy's doing well at school. He's got full marks for the first time, and he feels like he's getting somewhere. But Leyley shows up during lunch, sits with Andy and his friends, and instantly makes things uncomfortable. When the principal comes in and demands Leyley return to the office, she swears at the principal and storms off. Leyley forgets her backpack behind, so Andy goes to return it to her. She tells Andy to wait for her after school, however, he doesn't. Leyley finds out Andy didn't wait for her and throws a fit. Their mom doesn't comfort anyone. She just says they're going to visit their grandparents. When Andy tries to object, she tells him to deal with it himself. All Andy wants is to stay home and to study. But no one listens. At their grandparents' house, things don't get much better. Andy and Leyley are sent to pick blueberries. While exploring, they find an abandoned building. Later that evening, Leyley disappears, playing hide and seek. Andy looks for her, and while exploring the basement of the abandoned building, he finds a ritual circle. After lighting candles and saying something out loud while looking for Leyley, he accidentally summons something terrifying. The demon doesn't hurt him. It just stares, intrigued, and then vanishes. Andy finds Leyley. She ends up falling in mud, and now Andy has to sneak her inside to get her a change of clothes. Leyley starts to shower without waiting and alerts everyone. Their mom gets mad. Leyley blames Andy, and he gets punished. From there, everything spirals. As punishment, Andy is made to tend to the garden. Leyley comes outside to ask Andy to play, but he refuses, and Leyley ruins the garden and the progress he's made. Andy is then blamed again. After redoing the garden, he heads upstairs only to find his books destroyed on the floor by Leyley. Andy is at his limits. But before he does anything, their mom stops him. And once again, Andy is reminded that taking care of Leyley is his job, his problem, not hers. Afterwards, we get a brief montage of memories. Andy failing his test, the girl in the box, Leyley screaming, Andy killing the warden, Leyley arguing, the hitman, their parents, Andrew, and Leyley, never Ashley, always Leyley. Back in the present, Andrew and Ashley stop at a gas station. The police show up and they have to hide and wait for them to leave, so they decide to run into the woods to lay low. While sitting on a hill, Ashley comforts Andrew and tells him she'll shoot anyone for him, but the moment turns sour. It's obvious that Ashley doesn't trust Andrew. He only trusts Andy. Later that night, she falls asleep on him while holding the trinket. Andrew steals the trinket and uses it, seeing a vision of Ashley's dismembered body. Ashley wakes up furious, but she agrees they need more souls. They head to a campground and target a family of campers. The ritual goes wrong when their child escapes and alerts the police. Andrew kills the kid, the sirens get louder, a portal opens, and they're forced to jump in. Andrew and Ashley escape into the demon realm. In return for a safe haven, the demon gives Ashley a task. She must continue gathering souls. Andrew, on the other hand, is left behind. He's given no instructions, no explanation, is simply told to wait. When Ashley returns, Andrew and Ashley explore the realm. They come across a series of visions, strange, eerie fragments the demon has collected. These visions reveal horrifying truths about their past. One shows that their parents didn't just abandon them, they sold them. They were sold into an organ harvesting operation run by soda companies and a corrupt doctor known only as the surgeon. This revelation deeply unsettles Andrew and Ashley. The tension between Andrew and Ashley keeps growing. They argue again. Ashley is angry. Andrew is distant. The same cycle repeats. Distrust, frustration, and misunderstanding. The argument escalates. Ashley slaps Andrew and kicks him out of the room. After a while, the demon appears again to remind Andrew of the deal they made earlier. Cooperation in exchange for the portal made to escape the police. Andrew is tasked with collecting 5 wandering souls in the realm between. He's sent off with candles and a container. However, Andrew only manages to catch one. Desperate and overwhelmed, he tries to summon the demon to renegotiate. Instead, he accidentally summons something far more familiar. Something terrifying. Something terrifying eventually recognizes him. It begins to pierce into Andrew's soul and memories, dragging him back through his most painful experiences. We relive his childhood again, but this time through a darker lens. Then we're taken to high school, where people whispered about how close Andrew and Ashley were. Rumors spread, calling them incestuous siblings. During this time, Andrew dated a girl named Julia, and Ashley hated her. She constantly interfered, inserting herself into every part of Andrew's life. The demon forces Andrew to relive the moment that changed everything. One night, Ashley quietly told him that if what he wanted was sex, or even something like marriage, she'd be open to the idea of it. Andrew pretended to be asleep, but he heard every word. He never brought it up. They just fell asleep like nothing happened. Now, face to face with the demon once again, Andrew can no longer hide. He admits it. There are feelings there. Feelings he never wanted. Feelings that terrify and disgust him. He doesn't want to act on them, but he can't ignore them anymore. Something terrifying watches silently. Then it speaks and finally reveals its true name, Lord Unknown. It tells Andrew all the right things and comforts him, that everything will be alright now and that it wants to help him. That it can suggest that Andrew stop having the thoughts he wishes not to have. Lord Unknown offers Andrew something, a partnership. Together, they can be something more. They can aid each other. Lord Unknown opens a portal and tells Andrew it could show him. Andrew doesn't say a word as he steps into the portal. Now, let's talk about the non-canon endings. These come from different choices, some made back in episode 2, others during specific moments in episode 3A. Most of them come from Route 2, which is triggered if you do shoot Andrew in the dream sequence. Here's how they play out. Happy end. After sacrificing the campers, Andrew and Ashley wait. A portal opens to escape, but if the player doesn't enter, they're both shot dead by the police. It's quick, cold, and feels like an execution. Blank in a box. After the dream sequence in the car, you're asked, are you Andy or Andrew? If you pick Andy and stick with that path, Andrew gives up. His identity dissolves, and he belongs to Ashley now, completely. There's no return from this. Prophecy fulfiller. In Route 2, there's a moment where you chase Ashley. If you catch her, Andrew kills her, then himself. It's emotional, violent, and sudden. It's the only ending where he fully breaks. Shots and such. There's a hidden engagement ring in the woods. If you find it and choose to hold onto it, Andrew and Ashley get engaged. But the relationship turns toxic. It's a super slow burn collapse, trapped together, unable to separate. They also have a baby. Splat. Same setup as the last, but if you choose to throw the ring away instead, or just not pick it up, they both jump to their deaths. There's no ceremony here, they both just choose to jump out of a window. Each ending reflects a different version of Andrew and Ashley's broken connection. Whether it ends in submission, violence, obsession, or even death, it always ends badly. Episode 3A, Decay, doesn't give us a solution. It just shows us what's left. And it's not much. With Burial still unreleased and episode 4 on the horizon, All we can do now is wait to see how deep this story is willing to go. Thank you all so very much for watching, and if you want more horror game stories explained, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more horror content like this.